Students involved in SC21 are getting an unprecedented opportunity to engage and empower themselves and others. My next guest will explain how.
I am Rocío Carratala. I'm a postdoc at Universidad de Valladolid in Spain, and this year I'm co-chairing the SCALE program together with Carly Harroth.
Hi, I'm Carlin Herod. I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Notre Dame, and this year I am co-chair with Rocio of the SCALE program.
Hi, I'm Anthony Cabrera, he, him. I am a software engineer at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, and this year I am serving on the Inclusivity Committee at SC.
Well, great. Welcome, each of you. Let's discuss what is the SC21 Scalar program and how it benefits students.
Well, it was born in SC17, and it was named Lead Student Volunteers Program. And through all these years, it has evolved a lot. And now we have a new name for the program. It's a SCALE program, which refers to Student Committee Apprenticeship and Leadership Experience. I think it's a great name. It was Carly's idea, and it perfectly reflects what we want to do with the students, what we want them to get from this program, from this experience. Somehow we see them as junior committee members, and we have involved them in the committee earlier than any other year, starting in March.
Yeah, and as Rocio said, the rename was really inspired by the fact that the program grew to involve incorporating students into committees and not just volunteering during the conference, but being engaged as a junior committee member throughout the entire year. And the students are in all sorts of committees throughout the conference. They are in communications, they're in conference management with live events, infrastructure with security and wayfinding, local arrangements, SciNet. Of course, they're in the student program. We have them helping out with students at SC operations, SCC headquarters, and an after hours events program for student volunteers. And then, of course, the technical program. So we have them in tutorials, workshops, Boston panels, tech papers, and posters.
I was going to say it's like a 3D program, but it's really like 5 or 6 different dimensions, isn't it?
It's like a big spider web. They're everywhere.
It's all around the sea, I would say.
Anthony, we haven't heard from you. Talk to us about your involvement.
Yeah, so I was, before it was the Scalar program, it was the Lead Student Volunteer program of which I was a part. And I think it was overall very formative for me. Because as a Scalar now, you get to, you get thrust into a leadership position over some of your peers, and you get to guide them in the same ways that folks before you helped you, as you were helping out in various tech presentations or helping out in various ways over the conference. So being able to give back in that way is really nice, and it means a lot to me. And second, being able to be part of a committee is just really, it was just really eye-opening for me in so many ways, and was very formative again. Even though I was, I guess, technically a junior committee member, I was never treated as one. I served on the communications committee in 2019. And, I got just as much responsibility as everybody else. Nobody, spoke to me in a way that suggested that I was a junior committee member. And so that is something that I very much appreciated.
It really is a meritocracy, isn't it? If you have skills, your associates will find them and they'll put you to work with your areas of expertise.
That's right.
So Carly, I'd like to hear from you. What has been your experience as a student involved in this over the years?
So I was the lead student volunteer at SC19 along with Rocio and Anthony, and I worked in headquarters where we received a lot of the questions from the conference as they were coming in. So it involved getting to know a lot of different areas and how to troubleshoot a lot of the different problems. And through that, I realized, wow, there's a lot behind this conference, a lot more than what, students really think when they first come in. And it really made me want to get involved more. And at the end of the conference, I asked Jay if there was a committee position available in the future that I'd love to be involved. And he helped me find one, and I was chair of the Lead Student Volunteer Program last year. And I think being a committee member has given me a lot of skills that I didn't realize I was developing through part of them, from communication to running meetings and just logistics, keeping track of a lot of things, always remembering when different problems are coming through. And I think it's really improved those, professional development skills that you don't think about on a day-to-day basis, but I think they've really helped me in my career.
Well, my experience as a lead student volunteer is very similar to the one that Carly already explained, because I was also at the student headquarters that year, and I also share that feeling that was the moment when I realized the conference is huge in terms of organization, the committee, and I really started to feel that desire of wanting to be involved in the committee. But I think that the best memory I have from this program comes from last year when I was helping Carly in the SCALE program, lead student volunteer at that time. And it was through a seminar in which Jay Lofsted explained how to run a workshop. And after that, some students just joined and decided to start planning a workshop, which was a reality this year. So that's a great memory from the program, not mine in the sense of organizing it, but somehow in the sense of organizing the seminar that allowed that to happen.
Carly talked about some of the skills that she acquired, and she kind of didn't even know she was acquiring the skills as she was getting them. Can you address that, skills that you've learned as a result of this?
Well, for a person that is not a native, I would say that the first thing you realize is that you're able to move in a conference fully developed in English, not only in terms of attending the conference, but organizing it. So that's an important outcome to me. And also learning how to communicate with different levels of the committee. I think that's what I would highlight.
Let's pull Anthony in. Building skills. Do you want to address that topic, Anthony?
Yeah, I think as I reflect on this, I think the biggest thing that I learned is that anybody that you talk to at SC, anybody that you speak to at SC is your colleague. There's no reason for you to feel lesser than somebody else. Even when I was I was still a student, I felt like I could talk to whoever I wanted about whatever I wanted. It was easy to go up to somebody after a talk, for example, and just ask them about their research, tell them that you were really excited about it, and just engage with them. And I felt like it was just such an easy and welcoming atmosphere. So just developing the confidence to know that when you go and seek somebody out, you're not going to feel like you don't need to feel like you are not worthy or deserving of having a conversation with somebody. So I think just developing a lot of self-confidence in general is something that I have learned while being an SC volunteer and scaler.
This also touches on something that the conference has tried to emphasize over the years, and I know is trying to and doing great things on this year, and that is inclusion and diversity. Would you like to talk about that, how this is a welcoming conference?
Yeah, I think, as a member of the Inclusivity Committee, I can tell you that SC is very committed to being an open and welcoming place for all folks. And I think we're doing a lot of work and a lot of programming and a lot of research, a lot of reflection, basically all of the hard work that is required to just put a dent in starting to make a conference like SC open and welcoming. So we are, some of the programming that we've got going on is we have a DEI speaker, which we've never had before. And we've also got affinity groups in the works. And so, make sure to check the SC website for when those affinity groups are meeting and the logistics for that. But those are just a couple of the things that we're trying to implement in order to reimagine SC as an open and welcoming place. And so I personally am very committed to that vision, as well as members of my committee and all of the great folks that make SC happen are committed to that.
I'll pull you in, Carly. I notice you're nodding your head. Do you want to comment on inclusivity?
Oh, sure. Within the SCALE program, we actually have a very diverse group of students, both international and from the United States. Actually, within the United States, we have more international students in our program this year than students that are US citizens. And then we also have 7 international students that are studying abroad. So the program is open to everyone. We have undergrad students, we have master's students, and we have PhD students. And then within the program, I think we really help to foster inclusivity through our interactions with the HPCI group. We run GIGs, which stand for Guided Interest Groups, and they focus on creating a small group of individuals. A lot of them come from HPCI, and which is a program that has lots of students from underrepresented universities that may not have HPC resources at their school. And so these groups kind of help and guide students through the conference in a select topic. And I think it's a really great program for getting new people into the field too.
So as a result of your various experiences, I'd love to hear what your advice is to others who may be finding this program of interest.
Well, I would say, in my opinion, that the most important thing is to totally forget about being shy. As Anthony said, you realize when you're in the conference that everyone is friendly, welcoming you. So in my opinion, the most important thing is to not be shy at all. Talk to everyone you're interested in, plan what you want to do during the conference, and enjoy it as much as you can.
My advice would be, if you think you're even just somewhat interested in our program, to take a look at our website and look at all the things that we do, and apply, and reach out to us if you have more questions. And if you're interested in being a committee member at SC in the future, reach out to people that are already on the committees that you're interested in. Just send an email, and you never know where it'll lead you.
Yeah, and to piggyback on your interest in being a committee person, especially if you join the Scalar program after having been a student volunteer, I have never witnessed such a direct pipeline to conference organization. Where some conferences it's kind of who you know, and it's kind of a club that already exists. Whereas SC, it's really easy to get involved, and if you're at all interested in understanding and being a part of making SC happen, I would strongly encourage you to apply for the Scalars program in the future.
Well, I would say that applications for SC22 Scale program will open at the end of the conference this year. So don't forget to check the website and apply.
Well, thank you so much, Rocio, Anthony, Carly. Appreciate your being with us today on this edition of SC21 TV.